Now, Nuke is going to be a chief. Can you imagine, Carver High, the humanity of it all?
I can't imagine the humanity at all. And yes, I can't wait for the big drive tonight after Carver and Lacey, right in the car, and head up for the Cape Cod Irish Open tee time tomorrow morning, just after 9 a.m. East, to kick things off. So very, very excited to get the weekend going. Nuke heading to Kansas City. Of course, DeAndre Hopkins will be on the move. We've had a lot of wide receiver trades so far. Here is what is going back. Titans get a 2025 fifth-round pick from Kansas City that becomes a fourth-round pick if the Chiefs make the Super Bowl and Hopkins plays 60% of the snaps. The Titans are paying a little less than half of Hopkins' remaining $8 million salary for this season, which is when his deal is up. So not that big of a price for Kansas City to get Hopkins in the building, especially if he's going to be healthy and play like he has in the past.
Oh, my God. And then Tennessee's still paying half of the money to let this guy go play for a Super Bowl ring? You must be stupid. Like, honestly, like, how do you do that deal for – it's basically a conditional fourth-round pick, and you're still going to send him money? Like,
yeah.
I mean, that to me is just – they got fleeced. They got fleeced. I'd be like, you can have him, pay his salary. Is that not what the Jets did to get Adams? They paid the salary. I cannot believe that Kansas City gets this guy and barely has to pay him. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, right. And look, get ready. Huge playoff moments are coming for DeAndre Hopkins and the Kansas City Chiefs. It's just written in.
Automatic.
You can just know that it's automatic. Absolutely automatic. Now, there was talk that maybe the Chiefs would be interested in Cooper Kupp. We did the story yesterday that Kupp is being shopped around. Allegedly, Scotty, the price was a little too rich for Kansas City. That's why they pivoted to Hopkins, and he ended up being the guy.
Here is Kupp. Better anyway. He is better. Kupp's a great player when he plays 3 games a year.
Hopkins has had some injury problems too. He's getting out. He's had some injury issues.
Not like this guy Kupp. I mean, this guy Kupp is living in AD land. I mean, Peanut Brittle could welcome him into the club. He'd be in a gang with him. He's had so many injuries.
He is made of glass. As the Rams get ready to play the Vikings tomorrow night at SoFi, here's Kupp yesterday. Can't worry about trade rumors. He is hearing them, though.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of it. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm going to be where my feet are. That's all I know.
His beard's
I have a job
tremendous.
to do here. And, I take a lot of pride in giving everything I can for the guys in this building and being able to step on the field knowing that I've prepared the best I can. And, for 7.5 years, I've been an LA Ram, and I've taken that approach every single day. And, whatever happens outside of that, I got control what I can control. And right now that means being the best LA Ram that I can be. And I'm going to continue to do that.
Listen, there's no denying he can play. There's no denying he's great. The injuries he has are just so unbelievable. Like the ankle, what was it, week 1? He got rolled up on after a great catch. It's just always something. And he makes so many plays. There's no denying he's great. I mean, it is what it is. Buyer beware with his injuries. He has bad luck.
Bad luck is definitely what it is. And I think he will get dealt here over the next couple of weeks. Vikings -3. No change from yesterday when we discussed this. In SoFi tomorrow night against the Rams. Total now 48.5. I think it was 49.5 yesterday, so down a tick here for Thursday night football. I know I'm nuts, but I'm taking the Rams tomorrow night. I'm on the Rams with the 3.
Yeah, fair enough, and I'm not. It's simple. I think the Vikings are better flat out than the Rams on both sides of the ball. I like Flores' defense. I like O'Connell's offense. I like their passing game, their running game. Look, they had every chance in the world to beat the Lions. I just think the Lions are the cream of the crop, and I don't think the Vikings are at that top shelf status yet. So going into the game with Detroit, I was on the Lions to beat them, and they handed them their first loss. Will they rebound from that? I say yes. What would a coast-to-coast be without Mike Tomlin on it?
No, especially, usually Tuesdays and Fridays are Mike Tomlin days because he's one of the few coaches, in fact, I think the only that does his weekly preview press conference on a Tuesday. So we always have some fresh Tomlin stuff, and then there's always the weekly words of wisdom before the game on Sunday here on Coast to Coast. Of course, Russell Wilson performed, he said, excellent after the game on Sunday night against the Jets. Now they get ready to take on the G-Men, Big Blue. This Monday night, here is Tomlin. He loves what Russell Wilson has brought already to the position.
I thought his experience was really evident. He was unmoved and unshaken by the lack of fluidity with the start. But I think that's kind of reflective of a guy that's done it at a high level for over a decade, a guy that's a world champion, a guy that's 9-10-time Pro Bowler. He's just seen a lot in this game, and that's in his back pocket, just like his throwing abilities. And it gets you in and out of circumstances, certainly.
Listen, no one can deny what he did, and that's that. He kicked the Jets' ass. They scored 31 straight points. He spread the ball around like butter. He threw to 6 different receivers. It opened up the running game. They were just flat out better than they've looked, even with Fields running around and breaking ankles. I thought Fields did a really good job, and I thought Wilson did a better job. Let's see if that continues. I think it will, frankly, against this team. The only question is, will Mafia remember on Friday, without you being here, to still get the Tomlin words of wisdom in on a pain-free Friday show?
I'm sure that it will happen. I'm sure that it will be there for you. Mike Tomlin's weekly words of wisdom. This cut maybe would have been all right for it, too. Tomlin was asked to make it official who was starting at quarterback this week. Now, obviously, we know how Mike's been kind of playing games with this stuff. And then also gets asked about having to tell Fields that he's not playing. And that's really the Tomlin words of wisdom. Here we go.
I just want to make, for clarity's sake, based on your answer to Mike's question, is Russell going to start on Monday?
He's scheduled to take first-team reps when we begin tomorrow. We'll see where the week leads us.
How difficult is it to have that conversation with a player like Justin where he's, as you said, he's been very solid and his role is going to switch to what it was? I mean, how difficult is that to stuff?
I don't worry about the difficulty of conversations. It's about whether or not they're necessary. We're pursuing big business here. Comfort is not a component of what we're chasing.
Comfort is not a component of what we're chasing. He's hot stuff. He really is. Your boy Tom. He's great. You gotta love him there. And I have this for you as well with the great performance by Russell Wilson. Primanti Brothers getting involved with the Dangerous here already. He cooked, we cooked.
Look at
Pepperoni,
that.
Salami, ham and bacon served Pittsburgh style with the Primanti Brothers signature provolone, fries, slaw, and tomato. $1 of every sandwich supports Russell Wilson's Children's Hospital Foundation. So how about that? Man, it took him one game to get a sandwich. Fields didn't get a sandwich after 4 or 5 weeks.
The Dangerous. I got to sink my teeth into one of those when I'm in there on the 16th and 17th of November for the Penguins and Sharks and the Ravens and Steelers, where the Pittsburgh Steelers play.
Did you get all that squared away with the Penguin game on Saturday night? Is that good to go?
Yeah, listen, that's an easy phone call away from the chick that never stops calling me for season tickets. She'll be so excited that I'm buying tickets off of her. She'll probably want to go on a date.
The Steelers.
With Joe date.
Steelers were 5.5, I believe, yesterday when we spoke. Now it's 6.5. For the Giants on Monday night with a 36.5 total for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, this is, to me, this is beatdown time. This team can't do anything right. They're just awful. The Steelers have to smack their ass. That's all there is to it. They got to win by 10 or more. That's it. Double figs. Fig Nuke.
You combine how awful the Giants have been offensively with how good the Steeler defense is, and especially at the pass rush, and the Giants not having Thomas, and that just destroys their line. It makes me wonder, will the Giants even score? I might play that for a shutout prop, or I might play the Steeler D for a touchdown. That might be on Monday night study card when we come back from the Cape Cod Irish Open. Like, that could happen for the Steeler defense on Monday night.
I sure hope so. From your lips to God's ears. As you know, God is a Steeler fan.
Yes. Unless, we've had a lot of people say that he's fans of other teams recently. How did it work out? How did it work out for the guy on the Guardians who hit the home run, who said that he was a fan? Fry with the home. Didn't go well.
Home run.
God hit the home run. The Cowboys are back in action this week. Big game in San Francisco against the Niners. Coming off of their bye, there was a lot of chatter last week. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about the Cowboys, including former Cowboy quarterback Hall of Famer Troy Aikman, who last week in a radio interview said that the Cowboy wide receivers, including CeeDee Lamb, they don't run good routes. They look like they give up half the time while they're running their routes. This was brought to Mike McCarthy's attention this week.
If anything, working here, the intensity of externals and potential distractions is high. That's part of our operation. Green Bay was cold. I mean, everybody has something, that you have that's probably different than other places you work. So that's part of our norm. The external noise or pro work on, we prefer the pro, but it's part of working here, and it's part of our landscape. So yeah, for me to address those comments, I don't, because they don't carry any weight with me, because I watch all the tape. I get to go to the meetings. I'm at practice. I'm part of the games, so I have a clear understanding of what and where. And in Troy's statement in particular, I don't agree with the word selection.
Oh, he did say Troy at the end.
At the end, he did.
Listen, Troy Aikman has so much more juice in Dallas than Mike McCarthy.
Exactly.
Like, I literally believe that he would be my choice to run the Dallas Cowboys instead of Jerry Jones. What they should do is not have that latched-on son of his doing anything either.
Steven's going to be next in line. He's going to take over the team and be the general manager.
He should own the team, and he should hire Troy Aikman to run it. Troy Aikman would do a better job than Jerry and Steve put together, because they have done nothing but lose. I mean, I'll give Jerry his credit. His credit is due. He won the Super Bowls because he had Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin. Okay, that was that. So, he didn't play. He just paid all those guys, and he had the star players. This is why teams win Super Bowls, because they have star players. And then all these people give credit to the coaches and everything else, all this stuff. Coaches don't play. They get them ready to play. It's the star players that win Super Bowls. Troy Aikman won all those Super Bowls. Okay, thank you very much. Troy Aikman could run the Cowboys with his eyes closed, because those two have butchered it nice and juicy. All they do is lose big games now. They don't even matter. They get more attention than any team in sports that doesn't win that I've ever seen in my life.
It's very true.
Like
yes, Steve.
The Lakers, they get so much attention, and they don't even matter. We get an update on Jayden Daniels.
Yes, we do have that for you. Here is Washington Commander head coach Dan Quinn. Of course, Daniels getting hurt on Sunday in that game against Carolina with the ribs. Quinn says, is what it is. Might take some time, week to week. Might take a week, might take 5. Who knows?
The status for Jayden we'll put down as week to week. As you guys know, it's a rib injury, and we'll take him through all the steps at practice and assess how he's doing and keep working it through that. We're hopeful he can play, but we'll also make sure to take every precautionary step and do it smartly for the player and the man. And so I want to make sure I give you all the updates that I had, and so it's not going to be something that's going to knock him out for a long term. And so, like I said, we're going to list it as week to week, and like I said, hopefully we'll play this week, and we'll take it every day of it all the way through.
He's not playing this week. You can kind of already see the tea leaves. He did not practice today on Wednesday, and Mariota is the one who talked to the reporters. Usually the starting quarterback talks to the reporters on Wednesday. He took all the first team reps. So they're saying it without saying it. They are. It's going to be Mariota on Sunday against the Bears.
Gee, what a shock. Here's the deal. They're going to lose to the Bears. With Mariota, they're going to kill him. That defense is going to kill him. They're going to eat him up. They're going to pick him off. And I wouldn't be surprised. I like a Bears prop defensive score. And I think Caleb Williams is going to take advantage of the fact that the quarterback that's better than him is not playing. So the Bears are good. Caleb's slinging it, and they got a really good defense. And I never thought, as I said, that they were going to the Super Bowl. I wasn't buying all that shtick. I'm not buying it at all. But I will give you that they are a lot better than I thought they would be.
They are 2.5-point favorites in Washington on Sunday with basically that's obviously been baked in with Daniels not playing. 43.5 is the total. I lean with you with the Bears here. Short number, 2.5 on the road. They should be able to take care of business. We gave you that story yesterday, I believe, about Andy Dalton with the car accident that he had with his family, Scotty.
Right.
He did get a small injury to, I believe it was his hand or his thumb or his wrist. Sprained thumb, I think I saw with him. So he is not going to play this week. The Panthers have announced that Bryce Young will be back in there. So no Dalton. They are going to Denver to see the Broncos. So that line is now shot to 9.5 with the news that Bryce Young is going to start for Carolina. 41.5 the total in that game. I mean, God, he's been sitting on the sidelines with that look on his face for the last few weeks. Is he going to go in there with a little bit of gas? I mean, he's been watching this guy. I know they haven't won, but at least move the football. Got to give him the business a little bit to maybe do something this week, no?
Well, listen, I got to be honest with you. I thought Dalton played well once. That's it. I thought one game, the first game that he played, he won, and I think he stunk ever since. And it's unfortunate he got in that car wreck with his family and sprained his thumb and everything else. I sprained my thumb playing basketball. I broke every finger 50 times. Get over it. I play with the sprained thumb. I play with it. My thumb's the size of a watermelon. I still play. Get over it. I don't think that he's – and the same thing with the Indiana quarterback. What, he break his thumb? He's not playing either. I play with these things. You break fingers, just play. But Kobe Bryant, I was playing one day. A guy split his head open. He was gushing blood, and the point guard said Kobe would have played. As the guy's going to the hospital to get it stitched, he's leaving the building. The other guy goes, Kobe would have played. Kept playing with the bloody head. So I agree with, what's the matter, girly man? You got a sprained thumb? You can't play football? Okay. Well, then put the kid in. They'll still lose either way. The Panthers suck with Dalton. They'll suck without him.
They probably will. Similar situation with the Browns. They have stunk with Deshaun Watson. He won't be there the rest of the year. We already know that. It will be Jameis Winston on Sunday against the Ravens. And they're going to make a change in the play caller situation. Stefanski hands over the play calling to Ken Dorsey. I got bad news for Kevin.
You already know what happens there.
I got bad news for Kevin. I don't know how that's going to go for him, given the play calling to Ken Dorsey. So, God bless and good luck to the Browns.
They have no chance against this team. They're going to run the ball down their throat, and it doesn't matter if they have Myles Garrett or God. I'm telling you, to ask the Buccaneers what it's like trying to stop that freight train. This guy is having a season. Have yourself a season, son. No one can stop King Henry right now. Week to week, if he's healthy, which he is, he's destroying everyone. And so is Lamar. The Browns have no chance against them. None. Especially with famous Jameis playing and taking advice, taking calls and play calling from that hack. Now, listen, I'll give him this. He went to the U, so God bless Dorsey. But ever since he left there, it's just been downhill ever since. I don't think he's a good coach at all. I know they don't think so in Buffalo.
Oh, he was not. He got chopped. They've been better since they chopped him when they put Brady in. I don't think Allen's thrown an interception since they fired Ken Dorsey. So things have gone very well along that aspect. Aaron Rodgers' hamstring flared up against the Steelers on Sunday night, one of his several ailments.
Who
but the Jets do expect him to play.
Who cares?
Now,
are we going to start up again talking about this guy today?
We're not talking about him. They are 7-point favorites on the road. They haven't won since they last played the Patriots. They will play them again this week in Foxborough. 41.5 is the total. Of course, as we know, the Patriots have been pathetic. In fact, at home, look at this, Gotti, over the past couple of seasons for the Pats. They have been miserable against the spread as dogs. I'll give you those when we come back. There it is for you. The Patriots against the spread. Last 3 years, 1-10 straight up, 1-8-2 ATS. They stink at home.
Yeah, listen, I didn't need to see that to tell you that the Jets are going to win this game easily. They're finally going to win a game because they're playing the lowly Pats.
And then they'll probably thump their chest like we're back. Jets are back after they beat up the Patriots.
Celtics are back. Your football team hasn't been back in years.
And I hope they never are. They've done plenty of winning. They've done plenty of winning. We don't need any more.
I'm having trouble sleeping over the Patriots' problems. That was the segment break where I usually make fun of people or make fun of situational. It's a lot like Tomlin. We have situations here. We're demanding character, and we're utilizing relationships. We're trying to find constant communication, creativity. That was the segment right there, Carver-High, that I was talking bad about situations. Right there. You can feel it.
There. Yep, there it is. The Titans are leaning towards starting Mason Rudolph this week against the Lions. The Lions are 0-6 in their history against Tennessee. That'll change on Sunday. The question is, will they cover, not will they win? That was the Lion and the Titan game that we're going to have this week. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, yes, that's precisely what they're going to do. The Saints agree to a 2-year extension with Alvin Kamara worth $24.5 million. Kamara also told everybody today that he's been playing with a broken hand the last couple of weeks. Since the Chief game, he broke his hand. Probably explains why he was so bad last Thursday night against the Broncos. Then again, the whole team sucked, so that probably wasn't on him.
Like I said, play with it. Like, what's the problem? You got a problem?
He actually
is. Played.
So he's played a couple games now with that broken hand. He says the trainers are doing a great job keeping him going. They also brought in Marquez Valdez-Scantling after the Bills released him last week, so he will be in New Orleans. They're desperate for wide receiver help. They need some healthy bodies there. All right, best against the spread in the NFL. We are 7 weeks in as we head into week number 8. The Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, 6-1 against the spread so far this year. Bears, Lions, Vikings, all 5-1. Commanders, 5-1-1. Chiefs, Steelers, Broncos, and Ravens are all on the list as well. The best ATS.
I mean, I'm literally on all of those teams this week except the Commanders. And they don't have their quarterback, so I can live with that decision. I'll go down with the ship. If Mariota beats me, I'll go down with the ship.
The worst teams against the spread, the other side of the coin, there are the Panthers at 1-6. The Dolphins, Rams, Patriots, and Titans are 1-5 ATS. Then Jets, Browns, Cowboys, and Seahawks rounding out the worst of list.
Yeah, the one I'm surprised about, Mike, is the Seahawks. Geno leads the league in everything, passer, yards, everything. So, and they're, 4-3 now, I think. They were 500, and then they won again in Atlanta. They kicked their ass. So I am surprised they're 2-4-1 against the spread. All those other teams, I bet against regularly. I think the Jets will cover this week, and I guess I'm a little surprised Dallas is 2-4 against the spread. Because what are they, 3-3? They're playing San Francisco. They'll probably lose this week again. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if they go to 2-5 against the spread. So all those other teams I bet against regularly anyway.
The Ravens are the best over team in the NFL. 6 of their 7 games have gone over the rainbow. The Giants, the best under team in the NFL. 6 of their 7 games under the rainbow there. You see a bunch of other 5-2s with the over, several 5-1s and 5-2s with the under. as well.
Look at those under teams like the Giants and Dolphins, and the only one I'm surprised about is the Texans, I guess, because they're so good and they score. So you know what I mean. And then the Chiefs have not been putting up huge stats and numbers; they just win. And the Vikings have been putting up big numbers and winning. Surprised they're under. And I hate the Eagles.
Everybody does, indeed. Odds to win the AFC, it's still the Chiefs at plus 210. Ravens right behind them at plus 280. Bills are third, and then the Texans, and then a pretty big gap before you get to everybody else. On the AFC side, on the NFC side, it is the Lions now favored. How about that? Lions now favored over the Niners to win the NFC.
I like that. I think the Lions are the best team, and I think the Steelers at 16-1 is something I'm interested in at that kind of price, with an offense, with a passer, with receivers, with a running game, and with a sick pass rush, and a good secondary, and a good defense overall, and a great coach. They have a shot. Like I've already conceded that they're going. Like I'm not having a problem with 11 games left, winning 5. That'll give them 10. Automatic, you're in. At 9,
automatic.
10, you're a wild card. 11, you might win the division.